but those World X Games, like the Sydney Games and whatnot, that was still an X Games like qualifier.
Yeah,
Or it was just their own version.
That's back then it was an Australian company called Planet X. It was called the Planet X Extreme.
It was like their
Games.
own little thing, yeah.
But it was just basic, a couple of ramps, and it was a fair few Aussie riders, and they brought some American riders over. But as I said, if you wanted to do any good or get a name for yourself, you had to come over here.
What, and since we're on the topic of X Games, like at the time of X Games, that's like me as a fan. Obviously, I can't even ride an e-bike, so I would never think about getting on one of these.
You're too busy holding the boombox up while you're riding down the street.
that was a bread roll from breakfast this morning. But like X Games used to be like the pinnacle of what it meant to be an athlete and an accomplished athlete, as well as someone who even society, like normal society, we didn't need to know about a skater or a freestyle motocross racer or the tattoos. Nothing mattered. If we heard you were an X Games gold medalist, that's like you won an Olympic gold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Why do you think this nostalgia, this like aura to X Games is gone?
I think a lot is a fair bit is to do with social media. Everyone's seen it before, so now when they go and watch it, someone will do a double flip, and like, oh, do a triple flip.
And there's no secrets. It's like people seen the new trick drop on the gram the week before the contest came out, so there's no expectations like what's someone going to do this year, you know, like no one.
Best trick, you used to sit there and go, what's this guy going to do? Like,
yeah, you had no clue. Like he wouldn't tell anyone, and now it's like everyone already knows what everyone's doing.
You might be able to tell in practice if they do like a bit of a seat grab. You're like, oh, you might be doing a body veer or something. But still, like even the riders who are close to him were like still guessing. You might tell one or two guys, but it wasn't all over the internet for months before. It was literally impossible to keep a secret after like 2012, 2013.
I feel like COVID killed the X Games just with it going to like people's backyards. It just wasn't. It didn't have like the. It didn't have like
the wow factor to it.
Yeah, like
I think it lost a lot when they took freestyle indoors and just had two 75-foot ramps and a dirt hit.
When we used to have like Home Depot Center, like full freestyle courses, like full supercross tracks for speed and style. And then like I get it, like with X Games being at Staples Center and doing best trick in there and step up, like all that was dope. Like that was hands down the sickest arena for that. But when you go to put freestyle in there and you have 2 to 3 jumps, like
everyone looks the same.
It's just too gimmicky and just corny. And I feel like the promoters killed these live events.
Yeah, because like freestyle, it's if you've got a huge course and everyone's doing different stuff, it's easy to separate you. And even the crowd who might not be that educated, they can tell like, oh, I know why that guy won. But when you go round in a circle and you all literally ride in the same path, hit the same jumps, do 4 flip tricks, four upright tricks, there's not much. Like if you're not an expert, you're like, how come he scored better than him? And you just get confused and it doesn't have that wow factor.
And everyone's doing the same tricks, just their different version, like their style of it, you know?
So a regular person, a heart attack flip and a rock solid flip, it almost looks the same.
It's hard to separate that when you have just the cookie cutter course.
Yeah.
Do you feel like motocross in terms of like the way an event is ran and then you compare that to freestyle, do you feel like there should be teams in terms of like Twitch enters a team, he has 2 riders, they compete, and there's only like 1 or 2 events a year?
Nah.
It's crazy because like all the supercross guys, if you're on the one truck, you don't talk to the guys on the other truck. We all hang out the whole day. We'll talk about you might keep your trick list to yourself at a big contest, but
if someone's looking at a jump like, hey, this be careful, it's Bucky, it kicks you at the top, like save a little throttle for the top. Like,
a bit more pepper on that one. Like you don't want to see anyone get hurt.
Yeah, like we're down to help each other out. And at the end of the day with us, it's like whoever rode better is going to win.
Yeah, and you're always pumped for each other. There was no like saltiness. I mean, maybe here and there, but if it got really competitive. But
between me and you, like if I beat you, you were pumped for me. If you beat me, I was pumped for you. Like it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like,
but do you feel that because he grew up kind of watching you and looking up to you, and now he got to ride with you, and then you're like respectful. You take people underneath your wing because we don't see that in Supercross. Supercross is like everybody hates each other.
Yeah, so if you wear a certain hat, you can't talk to someone in the other hat, you know. But in freestyle, it doesn't matter if you're Monster, Rockstar, Red Bull, whatever. We all practice together.
We all ride together during the week. Like,
and then you're like, hey, try this on that trick. Like I can do it, so I'll give you some hot tips for it. And
we're like, hey, if you do this, this will look better. Like it already looks good. Like we always help each other out. Like I feel like everyone in freestyle is pretty much like that.